Listen, what if I told you that the end of one client project could actually be the beginning of your next sale? This is exactly what happened to me when I transformed my client offboarding process, and it actually helped me to double my sales, client referrals, and leads. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ebony Evaughn, your go-to business operations strategist, here to help you grow your business through people and processes. And today you are in for a treat because I am giving you a behind-the-scenes look at my simple four-step client offboarding process that has helped me to double my revenue, triple my leads, and also double my client referrals. So most people, when it comes to providing a service, they will have, well, I ain't gonna say most, because some of y'all be out here just winging it. Y'all don't have an onboarding process, offboarding process, and nothing in between either, right? But most people will have an onboarding process for their clients as far as service providers. So you do have a formal process when it comes to orientating and onboarding your clients into your business as far as letting them know what's next. But what most service providers are actually missing is a client offboarding process that kind of does the reverse side of onboarding your clients, right? So I actually implemented a client offboarding process so that I could get more referrals and leads because I hate being on social media. Like any sales strategies or marketing initiatives that I can have that can keep me from having to get on social media, get on Instagram, get on TikTok, I am willing to give it a try. And so when it comes to my private services that I provide as an operations consultant, strategist, I actually embedded asking for client referrals and testimonials into my client offboarding process to help me generate new leads and start new client projects. So I'm not even going to hold y'all. Let me go ahead and get into my simple four-step client offboarding process that allows me to turn happy clients not only into raving fans and clients who will buy other products and services from me, but they also will send me glowing reviews and send me referrals for more amazing clients that are just like them. So first things first, whenever I wrap up a client project, the first thing that I do before I ask for anything is I give the people what they paid for, right? Give them what they asked for. In the words of Kendrick, y'all, never mind. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today, but I'm still in my Kendrick era, okay? But anyways, the first step of my client offboarding process when I wrap up a project is I just give them their deliverables. Before I ask for anything, I give the people what I've already promised. So typically what I'll do is as I wrap up a project, any type of materials or assets that we created, any reports or any documentation that I created during that project, I typically will create a Google Drive folder that's just the name of that client or their business, and then all the assets, anything we create or documentation goes into their client folder, and then it's also in their client portal as well. So when I wrap up the project, I'll say, okay, here's your offboarding checklist. The first thing that you want to do is make sure you download all of your assets and project deliverables. So I give them a link to their folder or the client portal where they can actually find those, and I make sure that they download all of their assets. And the reason why I do this is, number one, I want to make sure that they have access to anything that we've created during the process, but then also I want to make sure that I clear it off of my Google Drive, because as someone who provides a service and creates a lot of reports and assets for clients, I am paying a ridiculous amount of money on storage fees because I have so many client folders on there. So I implemented a new process to where I try to make sure that we remove client projects every 6 months so that we're not running out of space on Google Drive. So, step two in the client offboarding process is once they have downloaded all of their deliverables, they're on a high because we accomplished so much work together during our project. They're feeling good. While they're excited and on this high, this is the perfect time to ask for a testimonial. So, I will send them an invite to share their experience and provide feedback on what it was like to work with me. And I've actually automated this process to make it more streamlined and easy for me to collect testimonials on the operational side, but also very easy for my clients to be able to submit their testimonials. So I use a tool called 𝗪𝗪, and I will be doing a tutorial on how I automate the collection process for testimonials in another video. It'll probably be like 1 or 2 videos after this one, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see that and you have notifications on. But I will walk you through that entire process of how I create and automate my testimonial process and make it easier for clients to not only send written testimonials but videos as well. So that is step two in the process, is to ask them to share their experience by providing a testimonial. Step three in my client offboarding process is where it gets interesting, right? And this is how you could actually turn the end of one client project into the beginning of your next client project in another sale. And so step three in my client offboarding process is I actually ask my clients for client referrals. This is something that a lot of people don't do, but this is a great opportunity, especially if you have a happy client, you gave them a wonderful client experience. Oftentimes when I am on calls with my clients, they will say, "Oh, I had brunch with my friend yesterday and I told her about you. She was impressed with how much work I had got done. And she was like, wait a minute, last time I met with you, you were still working on X, Y, and Z, and you've done all this." And it's like, yes, I have to tell you about it, right? So when people have a good experience, they naturally want to tell other people about it anyways. So because I know this, and then also tried and true word of mouth will always be the best marketing that you can have for your business anyways. So I try to make sure why a client is on a high, they've had a good experience, they're a happy client. I will ask them, hey, especially if it's a good client, and like, do you have more friends that are just like you? If it was a client that I don't ever want to work with again, then I'm not going to ask for it. I don't want to work with nobody like you. If your friends act anything like you, do not send them over here, right? But if I enjoyed working with that client, I will ask that client, hey, do you know anyone else who's also looking to optimize their business or looking for something similar to whatever service I provided for that client? And the reason why is because people, they can tell for someone else firsthand about their experience and what I was able to help them do, right? Versus someone who has never experienced working with me before. And because the project is so fresh, this is when your clients will be most likely to be able to recommend someone else. And you will be surprised when you ask people, sometimes they'll be like, actually, yeah, I do know someone. Just the other day, this person was telling me about how they wish they could optimize their tech stack, or this person was telling me how they needed to get more into setting up email marketing system, or they wanted to, restructure their products or whatever it is. So when you ask people and you make it easy, they're going to be more likely to actually give you viable leads that are going to be good client referrals. And in addition to this, not only do I just ask them for referrals, but I give them resources and templates and swipe files so they can send a text message, they can send a DM, they can shoot their friend an email, or if they're having lunch or a conversation, how they can actually introduce me to potential clients and their referrals, right? And so I make the process super easy for them to be able to send referrals my way. And I also have incentives for them. So depending on what the service is, the incentive may be different. I may give them a discount, I may give them a gift card. It really just depends on what the service is. So, in addition to this step before in my offboarding process, this also helps me to generate more sales and revenue for my business. I tell you guys all the time that it is a lot easier for you to keep an existing client than it is to attract a new one. So, because of that, I like to put more effort into client retention and keeping happy clients that I have instead of going out and generating new leads all the time. So, step 4 in my process is to stay connected. And what that looks like will depend on the client and then also the service that I provided for them. But I pretty much structured my services so that my clients should naturally be able to progress from one service to the next one as they go through the customer journey. So, for example, I offer a CEO day, which is like a VIP day. It's what most people call it, but I like to call it a CEO day because I help solopreneurs transition to CEOs, right? So, with my CEO day, typically we map out a 12-month roadmap of how they can actually scale their business. We identify the bottlenecks, we identify profit leaks, talk about how to structure their products, shift their messaging. We also focus on any bottlenecks or systems that they need to add and set up. And then when they leave, they have this 12-month roadmap that they can then implement. So this naturally leads people from my CEO day into my operational management support service. So with this service for operational management, I actually do system integrations. I will help them set up processes, workflows, integrate their tech stack, optimize their tech stack. So, my operational management services will naturally lead people into my fractional COO consulting to where now you have your systems and everything in place. It's just about making strategic decisions. So, you're focusing more so on strategy and looking at your numbers and then just knowing how to adjust with the economy or scale to whatever your vision is. So, people naturally progress anyways, right? And that's a long winded way for me to say in step 4 of my client offboarding process, I will ask my clients to stay connected. So that may look different for different people. If they booked a CEO day with me, then I will try to see, hey, now that you have this 12-month roadmap, do you need help actually implementing this? Integrating your systems, and if that's the case, I'll recommend one of my operational management packages. If they're already in an operational management package and then they have the systems and everything in place, now you just probably need a soundboard, right? You need someone outside of your business that you can talk strategy with. So then I'll recommend that. Or if they're not necessarily ready for that, then I'll say, okay, like if you ever want to book like a follow up, just one off strategy session, then I have an exclusive link that you can use to do that and do it at a discounted rate that's not available to the public. So, not only am I leveraging the relationship from this client to get additional leads and referrals, to get testimonials that I could then use for social proof that I can add to get more clients, I'm also going to find ways that I can actually continue to support and work with that client as well. So, that in a nutshell is my simple 4-step client offboarding process. Listen, I told y'all it was simple and straightforward. Let me know down in the comments if you think you can implement this client offboarding process in your business. All you have to do is make sure that step 1, you tell them download their deliverables. Or if you don't have deliverables, you just like wrap up, you send like a summary or close out, let them know, hey, if you need additional support, this is how you can reach out. or whatever. After that, step 2 is asking for a testimonial, asking them to share their experience, making it easy for them to be able to do that. Step 3 is asking for client referrals, making it easy for them to do that as well. And then step 4 is how they can stay connected and how you can continue to support them in their business. And voila, there you have it. That is my 4-step process. Let me know what you think about my 4-step client offboarding process down in the comments below this video. So ever since I implemented this client offboarding process in my business, not only has it helped me to get more repeat clients, it's helped me to increase my client retention as well as my revenue and referrals. So it has been an easy way for me to systematize my business in a more meaningful way that helps me to continue to not only make meaningful connections with my clients and the referrals that they send me, but also just keep momentum going in my business without having to rely on other marketing channels or sales strategies. So if you want to be able to do the same thing, you can implement this process in your own business. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to give this a try. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And if you're looking for additional support and how you can enhance your own client experience, then check out Serve Correct. This is my client management system. It includes a client portal as well as communication scripts, client onboarding checklists, offboarding checklists, and other beneficial resources are tucked inside as well that can help you when it comes to your own client care and management. I will have a link in the description for you if you want to grab that and check it out. As always, I do want to say thank you guys so much for stopping by my internet home. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications so anytime I upload another video with tea like this, you, my friend, will be the first one to know about it. All right, bye, y'all.